Hey everyone, welcome back to the AWS S3 complete series. I'm glad you are here because today we are covering one of the most important topics in all AWS Cloud S3, security and access control. Here's the truth. S3 bucket are private by default, but a single misconfiguration can expose your data to the entire internet. We have seen major companies face data breaching because of wrongly configured S3 bucket. So in this video, you will learn exactly how to lock down your bucket using block public access, write bucket policy in JSON, know when to use IAM role policy versus bucket policy, generate pre-sign URL for temporary access, enable encryption to protect your data at rest. So let's get into it. Before we touch the console, let's understand the big picture. There are three main ways to control your access in S3. Number one, bucket policy. This is a JSON document you attach directly to a bucket. It says who is allowed or denied access to this bucket. Number two, IAM policy. This is attached to a user or group inside your AWS account. It says what can this identity do in AWS including S3. Number three, block public access. Think of this as the master safety switch. Even if a bucket policy try to make something public, block public access can override it and shut it down. Understand how these three work together is the key is S3 security. Next, we are going to learn first part, that is block public access. In the block public access, you can go into the AWS console, then search for S3, then select your bucket, then click on the permission tab. So let's start with the simplest and most powerful control, block public access. Go to your bucket, click on the permission tab, and you will see block public access right at the top. There are 4 settings explained. First is block public ACL. This block any new public ACL from being added. ACLs are an older way to control access per object. We want to block new public ones. Second one is ignore public ACL. Even if old bucket ACL exists, this ignore them. So even if someone added a public ACL before this override it. Third, block public policy. This stop anyone from attaching a new policy that makes the bucket public. Fourth one is restrict public bucket. So even if a public policy somehow exists, this restrict anonymous access as well. So these 4 main pillars. Unless you are specify hosting a public static website, keep all 4 turned on. That is the only valid reason to turn them off while you deploy a static web page. So let's go into the console and do this practice. Alright, now let's move from theory into a quick hands-on demo. On your screen, I'm inside the AWS console. Go to S3. Let's search here S3. Okay, I'm opening the S3. Okay, we have already created an S3 bucket. Just click on it. Then click on the permission tab. Here you can see block public access. So we have a 4 different section which I have recently explained. So it shows on. Let's make it public. Then we will do the private again. So click on edit and uncheck this box. So you can check this one is checked, this one is checked, this one is checked, and this one. So all 4 are checked, so it shows the block all public access. So I have unchecked all the public access, so it allow the ACL for the new anyone and new policies as well, and any bucket policy. So click on the save changes and is asking for the confirm. So write the confirm and then hit enter. Sorry, click on the confirm button. It shows block all public access is off. Let's go again into the theory. What is the next topic? Okay, one more thing. Let's check, is it really public? So click on the object. Click on the index.html. Now click on object URL. If it's open, so it shows public, open or download. If it's not, then it's not public yet fully. So it shows access deny, means it is still private, not accessible anyone, because I have not allowed any ACL or any policy. So that's why it's still blocked. So we'll make it public. Let's go to the next topic. That's how you can block all public access. Okay. Part 2 is bucket policy. Now let's talk about bucket policy. A bucket policy is a JSON document that sits on your bucket and control who can access it and what they can do. So what you have to do in the console, first you have to select the S3, then bucket, then permission, then bucket policy. So below I have given the policy structure. It has the one section which is version, and inside has the statement. Statement has the 4 section. One is effect. Effect has the 2 option, allow or deny. Second is the principal. Principal means who can access that. And then we have a action. Action has what can action on apply, like get, put, delete on the S3. Then we have a resource. We are applying the action on which resource. So I have given the one policy, make bucket public for the read only. So here I have given the permission, effect is allow, so it allow. And then we have a principal. Principal is star. Star means everyone in the world use carefully of the S3 bucket object, and action is the get object of the S3, and resource you have to give the ARN of the your bucket. So let's copy this one, or let's copy this one. We will edit into the bucket. So then go into your bucket. I'm in the console itself on the permission tab. Let's click on the edit. Here you can paste your policy and control V. We will keep the allow principal. You can give the star, but I'm giving the star all action. It means all actions you can allow. Then copy the ARN and paste it here. and give the /star, means inside the bucket all are public, and do the save changes. So let's check, is it public now? Click on the index.html, click on the object URL. Okay, as you can see, now I can access via URL. That means this bucket is fully public now. So that's how you can also deploy your web page. So I have shown the example, but we will also create a separate video how to deploy a web page into the S3. So let's go back onto the console, and we are moving to the theory part. Next is, I have given multiple options, but I will show you. Till let's go IAM policy versus bucket policy. Let me clear up the confusion between IAM policy and bucket policy. This is a very common interview question. IAM policy and the bucket policy. IAM policy attached with user, role, group, and bucket policy attached with only bucket itself. Controls what the user or the identity can do, and bucket policy who can access the bucket. Cross account, so IAM policy is for the same account only, and bucket policy can be the multiple account, means cross account we can work. Like I have a 3 different AWS account, so I can do the cross account. When to use, managing your own users, and bucket policy granting access to the other as well. So this is the major difference between IAM policy versus bucket policy. I have given the section when to use which. Your own IAM user need S3 access, use IAM policy. Let's I have an AWS account and I have created an S3 bucket, and I want to give the S3 permission to an user, like I have shown in the previous video itself. I will give the link in the description. So using that policy permission, a user can access the S3 bucket. Next, public access needed when it is on the bucket policy only. Cross account access needed, so you can use the bucket policy. Restrict specific bucket action, so you can use the bucket action. So these are the things you have to choose when to use the bucket policy and when to use the IAM policy. Here is the important rule. For access to be granted, both the IAM policy and the bucket policy must allow it. But if either one has a deny, access is blocked. Deny wins always. So let's go to our AWS console. So this is our AWS console, and what we are going to do, we are going to create a new user and give them S3 access. Okay, now click on the IAM. I have clicked on the IAM, then I have one user I have already created. Let's delete this user. It will ask to deactivate the key. Okay, I have deactivated the key. Now click on confirm. So I have deleted the user. Let's create another one till it's deleted. Okay, it's deleted now. Give the name S3 access. You can give any name. I'm just giving the S3 access. Provide user. We are giving the AWS console as well. Create the custom password. I have entered the password, and then click on the next and attach the policy with it. Okay, we can define the policy or we can attach the policy itself. Search for the S3. Okay, we have a S3 full access. Okay, you can see S3 colon star. It means he can access any S3 object lambda. He can access any object in the S3, and then resource. It is for the or S3 resources. Whenever new bucket created or the old bucket, he have the S3 access. We don't need to create separate policy, so that's why we giving the S3 full access policy. Let's click on create. So it has the 2 permission. One is IAM user password change, and one is the Amazon S3 full access. Now click on the create user. The user is created. Let's copy the URL. Open in incognito. Command V. Minimize it. Let's copy the username. Paste the username here. Then copy the password. Paste it into the password section and click on sign in. It will ask to update the password. I have entered the old password, and now let's enter new one. It shows matches. Now click on the confirm password changes. Continue to sign in. Okay, currently we are in the EU North 1 region. You can check in the URL as well as here, but you cannot access any other resource using this user. Which user? Close this one, S3 access user, but he can access the S3. So let's change the, you don't need to change the region because it shows the all region S3 list, means buckets. See, it shows for the all AWS region, and I'm using the US East 1 region. Okay, region also changed. So this user has the permission, the S3 bucket. Now let's minimize it. Okay, if you give the user permission this way, so he can access into the bucket and delete the data as well. Also, he can store the data too if he has the full permission. He can go into any bucket. If you created a new bucket and want the access to yourself as well, so you should not give the permission this way. You have to write the custom policies. And there is another way. You don't want a user or a client. There's a client you don't want to onboard on the your AWS console. So there is a way you can give him pre-designed URL. So pre-signed URL. So let's learn the next topic. So go into our repo. So our next topic is pre-sign URL. What is the practical feature for the pre-sign URL? Imagine you have a private S3 bucket with a confidential reports. Our clients need to download one file, but you don't want to make the whole bucket public. That's what pre-sign URL come into the picture. Here how it works. A user requests the file from your app. Your app generate a special URL with a temporary signature. The user download directly from S3 using that URL. After that expiry time, the URL stop working. So I have given the whole step. URL will expire, access gone. So these are the major 4 steps. Now let's generate via CLI. So I'm copying this one, copy and open the CLI, but I have not configured the AWS CLI. So let's configure one. Click on this tab, the user tab, return to user list, click on continue, then select your user. It has the S3 full access, so we can use his credential. Click on the access key and the create new one. Click on command line CLI, checkbox this check box basically check, and then click on the next. Give the some description. S3 CLI use only to create pre-signed URL. Okay, you can give any description. I just wrote this way, and you can download it. Download as CSV file. Let's download it. Why is it not open yet? Okay, we can copy from here. Open your terminal. Run the command AWS configure and paste it. Sorry, don't paste it like this way. First you have to run the AWS configure. It will ask. It is the old key for the previous user which I recently deleted. Let's update with the new user or with the new key. So I've entered the access key. Now copy the secret one, paste it here, give the region. It's already US East 1, but I'm typing. If you hit enter, it will show take the default. Okay, CLI is configured. I'm just clearing the terminal. Okay, now let's create a pre-sign URL. So for that, you can open the index.html. Okay, we have to give the URI. As you can see the command, you have to give AWS S3 pre-sign, and then you have to give the URI of your bucket, then expire in, then give the time. So let's do that. AWS S3 pre-sign, and then give the object URI. So I have copied the URI and paste it here, and expires I'm giving for the 60 seconds. Let's give for the 30 only. Okay, you got the URL. Now if you open this URL, you can access the HTML on the browser. Copy link and paste it here. Okay, so you can access this file on the browser itself. It will expire in 30 seconds. If I refresh, so it will show the forbidden 403 basically. Access is denied, and it shows some YAML data which is shows the expire Amazon in 30 seconds. So this is how you can create the re-sign URL and give it to the client. Next section is encryption. So let's go with the next section, which is encryption. Okay, I have given the output as well. Share this URL. It will and key point work on private object only. No public access needed. Expire after that much day you have given. If you give the 7 day, so it will expire for the 7 day, and the maximum duration is also the 7 day. Use case file download, secure upload, sharing reports. So that's how you can use the pre-sign URL. And now we have an encryption. So let's go with the encryption. So we have a multiple encryption option using AWS service, and there is also some option. So first is SSE-S3. AWS by default give it this encryption itself. You do not have to set up. You get that by default. Next we have a SSE-KMS. So you need the KMS key for it. It is the AWS service. Next we have a SSE-O. You send key with every request. Next we have a client side, that is you encrypt before uploading. So enable default encryption. You can go into the S3, then bucket, then property, then default encryption. Let's go into the console. Click on the bucket, then go the property, and then we have a default encryption. It is disabled. Click on edit. Let's enable. You can save it. If it's not, you can use the SSE-KMS as well. You can use the double layer. It uses the SSE and the KMS both, but it shows the pricing as well. It increases the pricing. KMS is also the service which increase the prices. You have to give the ARN. If it's not created, so you have to create one. If you keep it default, it will not ask. If you select this one, so it will ask to create the KMS or create a KMS key, then you can edit. Okay, I'm not gonna create the KMS key, and this has the permission actually. So let's keep it default. Default is best. Okay. So that's how you encrypt your data. There's a 4-way you can try. If you need the encryption in more detail, like using the KMS, or create your custom key and then you can use it. So I will create the video. Common mistake. Before I wrap up, here are the mistake I see people make all the time. Using principal star on sensitive data. That's a data breach waiting to happen. Use specific ARN. Next one is turning off block public access globally. Do not expose it unless you really need public access. Next one is no expiry on pre-sign URL. For a very long expiry date, set a short time. Minute, not days. Storing secret in S3, like API key or password in S3. Use AWS Secret Manager. There's a separate service. You can store secret over there. Next one is no encryption on sensitive data. You should encrypt the sensitive data. Always enable SSE S3 as your default. Next, I have given some interview question. You can go through. I will paste the link in description. There's I give the summary, and you can reach out to our video. Like it's a video 4, I think, not 5. So I will update it here. So that's all in this video. And if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment if you have any question or you need any further topic. I will read every comment. Thank you.